What do I do that makes you laugh the most?
Funny faces.
Funny faces?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I like to make funny faces.
When do you feel closest to me?
When do I feel closest to you?
Mm-hmm.
When you're sleeping in bed with us every night. And you put your head right here. How about you? When do you feel closest to me?
When you're giving me a hug.
When I give you a hug? Just like all the time. If I were a superhero, what superpowers would I have and why?
You would have an ability to talk to dolphins.
Ability to what?
Talk to dolphins.
To talk to dolphins. Dolphins are really smart. They say they're like some of the smartest animals in the world.
And you would have an ability to talk to dolphins because you're a great swimmer.
I'm a pretty good swimmer, yeah.
How are we most alike and how are we different?
We're similar that when you get into your imagination and your mind and you make up stories, I like to do that too. And when you get into your creativity, you don't like to come out of it. And neither do I. Like if I'm playing guitar, I'm like, just leave me alone, everybody. And when you're writing your stories, I say, Stella May, it's time for dinner, come to dinner. And you always go, just a minute, 5 more minutes.
I said 1 second.
1 second.
What is something you've been wanting to ask me?
Yes, I've been wanting to ask you, sometimes when you're in your imagination, you run back and forth in the house and you leap in the air. I can tell you're really happy, and I can tell you're working on ideas and stories in your mind. So I was just wondering what you're thinking of.
Yeah.
So what are you thinking of when you're doing that?
I was thinking of making a story called Godzilla in Egypt.
Godzilla in Egypt?
Yeah. And at the start of Godzilla in Egypt, they were sailing on a wave when suddenly a huge shadow came over them. One of them said, "Oh my God, is it really him?" Then everybody started staring with their mouths open. And then Godzilla came back with a bunch of humans tied together to keep some water in. So Godzilla was using a ton of humans as a water balloon. Then he ran over to everybody and said, "Yeah!" And then everybody started screaming. But then Godzilla looked at them and saw that they were already all wet. So he threw his water balloon made out of humans away and said, "Gee, what's the point?" Then he stomped away.
Wow, sounds like you've been thinking about this story for a while. You're gonna have to write that one down. That was cool. If you could change one thing about our relationship, what would it be and why?
I think I would want it to be that, so you could illustrate a story, and I could make the words in the story. I want that to be a relationship. Part of a relationship.
You want to work together on a book? That's cool. I really like that idea. Let's do that. That's an awesome idea. So you write it and I illustrate it? And draw it beside you? Yeah, I wanted to get us a...
Whoa, beside you!
I want to get us a big illustrator's table where we can both sit together and work side by side. Yeah, we should do that.
What do you wish we did more of together?
What do I wish we did more of together? We do so much together, but I wish we had a little more money and we could travel somewhere warm like Florida.
Or a big girl trip. There's a program that children can go all alone on a plane.
Would you like to travel by yourself someday? Go on adventures?
Probably.
You're gonna. You will. You have family and friends all over the world.
Uh-huh.
I used to do that before I met Mommy, before we had a family. I would just grab my backpack and go travel. It's really fun.
Yeah. Your turn.
Okay.
Why do you love me?
Oh my gosh, why do I love you? I love you because you're my daughter, and I've known you ever since you came out as a baby, which was like the most amazing thing ever. And when you grabbed my finger, we had like this instant connection of energy.
And my first word was kind of Dada.
Your first word was Dada. Yeah.
And I started going, wow!
We've always been close from that first moment you came out. And it was really amazing. I could feel like this energy. You were just this little thing, and you were holding on to me, and you were new to the world. You're like a little space alien. Really, it's like, you'll see maybe one day if you want to have kids. It's an amazing feeling.